holiday adventures, early retirement, and shrink raise. The cast of One Tree Hill have all had plenty to contend with after their show ended. Chad Michael Murray starred as Lucas Scott, the underdog student-turned-basketball player whose love triangle with Brooke Davis and Peyton Sawyer would go on to keep us all on our toes. Off-screen, Murray's love life has been just as interesting. After breaking off his 7-year engagement to Kenzie Dalton, Murray started dating his chosen co-star, Sarah Romer, in 2014. The pair got married in 2015 and have since had 3 children together. Similar to his personal life, Murray's acting career has also continued to evolve. Murray appeared as Officer Ingram in 2013's Fruitvale Station, a biographical movie highlighting the final hours of a 22-year-old African-American man named Oscar Grant, who was killed by police officer Johannes Mazurli in 2009. Murray has also circled back to television with roles in shows like 2014's Agent Carter and The CW's Riverdale. In addition to acting, Murray is also an accomplished writer. He wrote Everlast, published in 2011, and American Drifter, an exhilarating tale of love and murder, released in 2017. Murray did pop back up again in 2023 in the CTV series Sullivan's Crossing. James Lafferty's Nathan Scott was initially an arrogant, self-absorbed teenager, but by the series finale of One Tree Hill, he had become one of the show's most beloved characters. Since his time on the program came to an end, Lafferty has continued to go strong in the acting scene, with credits in movies like Lost on Purpose, Oculus, Waffle Street, and Small Town Crime. Lafferty has also appeared in a number of shows, including NBC's crime thriller Crisis, Disney Plus's The Right Stuff, and Netflix's The Haunting of Hill House. In 2015, Lafferty, who previously directed 4 episodes of One Tree Hill, put on his directing hat again for 5 episodes of the e-reality show The Royals. In 2017, he teamed up with his former One Tree Hill co-star, Stephen Colletti, to create and produce Everyone is Doing Great, a comedy show highlighting the life of struggling actors. Though they initially had trouble getting the show off the ground, Hulu acquired distribution rights in the United States. In July 2023, Colletti and Lafferty released the 2nd season of Everyone is Doing Great, and they confirmed per Variety that a 3rd season was coming soon.
I'm so excited for people to get to know James and Stephen as writers and as producers and as creators.
Sophia Bush's Brooke Davis ruled One Tree High School and beyond. Through the show's 9 seasons, viewers watched her character go through many phases, evolving from a high school cheerleader to a successful entrepreneur, and then to a wife and mother of twins. Off-screen, the actor's life was moving just as fast, stacking up plenty of acting credits after One Tree Hill ended. Bush is known as Detective Erin Lindsay, a role she debuted in 2013's Chicago Fire and has reprised across different shows, including Chicago Med, Law & Order SVU, and Chicago Justice. In 2021, Bush, alongside One Tree Hill co-stars Hilarie Burton and Bethany Joy Lenz, launched Drama Queens, a rewatch podcast detailing their time on the CW show. But it's not just work that's kept her busy. Following a 5-month marriage to One Tree Hill co-star Chad Michael Murray, a 1-year relationship with James Lafferty, an on and off romance with Austin Nichols, and a 2-year relationship with Jesse Lee Soffer, Bush found love in businessman Grant Hughes. The pair were first linked in 2020 and were married in June 2022. In August 2023, however, People reported the couple had filed for divorce. After playing the rebellious and talented Peyton Sawyer for 6 seasons, Hilarie Burton left One Tree Hill in 2009. Following her exit from the show, Burton landed the recurring role of Sarah Ellis in the crime drama White Collar, which aired between 2009 and 2014. The One Tree Hill alum has also appeared in many more shows, including Lethal Weapon, Grey's Anatomy, and Extant. As far as movies, Burton has become something of a Lifetime Network regular. She is also a best-selling author, having released her first memoir, The Rural Diaries, in 2020. In her personal life, Burton has gone on to enjoy a close bond with some of her former One Tree Hill co-stars, including Sophia Bush and Bethany Joy Lenz. As for romantic relationships, she married Jeffrey Dean Morgan in 2019 after 10 years together.
You were smooth. You knew exactly what you were doing. You were really charming, and
she so jumped on me with a quickness.
The couple share 2 kids, son Augustus, born in March 2010, and daughter George, born in February 2018. While playing Haley James Scott, the nerdy girl next door turned wife and mom on One Tree Hill, Bethany Joy Lenz continued to pursue her musical interests, releasing her first album, Pre-Incarnate, in 2002. Unsurprisingly, since wrapping up the CW drama, Lenz has released a number of projects, including a 2020 Christmas album titled Snow. As for acting, she has appeared on shows like Dexter, Colony, and the Suits spin-off, Pearson. Lenz has become a Hallmark regular, often showing up in many of the network's Christmas-themed movies, including The Christmas Secret, An Unexpected Christmas, and 5-Star Christmas. Lenz tied the knot with Michael Gagliotti in December 2005, and 6 years later, the couple welcomed their first child together. But only a year later, she announced her divorce from Gagliotti, though they appeared to remain on good terms. Actor Paul Johansson was cast as Dan Scott, the manipulative, self-absorbed father of Lucas and Nathan Scott. After evolving from the show's biggest villain to doting father and grandfather, Johansson's character was killed off in season 9 of the show. Since One Tree Hill ended, the veteran actor remains close to his former co-stars. He told The Messenger in 2023, "I feel like this is my family. These guys are my family for life. We'll always be close. We talk when we need each other too, not just when we're just catching up." Johansson has continued to act in shows like Van Helsing and Mad Men. Similarly, in film, the longtime actor has continued to ramp up his resume, appearing in a number of projects like 2016's Dear Eleanor and Edward John Drake's Detective Knight: Redemption. On One Tree Hill, Moira Kelly portrayed Karen Rowe, Lucas Scott's mother, who was forced into single motherhood after her high school sweetheart Dan Scott abandoned her. Following her time as Karen on the CW drama, Kelly continued acting in minor roles on shows like Law & Order and Numbers. She has also appeared in several projects like Deadly Sorority and 2018's Girl in the Bunker, as well as holiday-themed movies like Lifetime's Christmas in Louisiana and Hallmark's My Southern Family Christmas. In 2023, Kelly starred as Jo in the Prime Video original series Citadel. Though she was a regular on the show for only 4 seasons, Kelly has maintained a relationship with most of her former One Tree Hill co-stars. In October 2021, she appeared on the Drama Queens podcast where she, along with co-hosts Burton, Bush, and Lenz, reminisced over their time on the CW drama. In the episode, Burton, who left One Tree Hill after season 6, credited Kelly for encouraging her to leave the show's toxic environment.
It's just like, oh my God, you don't know that you saved my life. Yeah, I don't know what would have happened to me if I'd stayed.
In One Tree Hill, Craig Sheffer starred as Keith Scott, Lucas Scott's uncle, who went on to have a romantic relationship with his mother, Karen Rowe. Given the absence of Lucas's biological father, Keith stepped into the fatherly figure role, often providing the high school basketball player with support and guidance. Sadly, only 3 seasons later, Keith Scott was killed off. Since his abrupt exit from One Tree Hill, Sheffer has ramped up his resume, appearing in a number of movies throughout the years. In 2013, he appeared as Major Brian Hoffman in Battle Dogs. In 2016, he appeared as William Porter in the action flick Code of Honor. He also appeared in 2023's Velocity Girl, starring as Sheriff Earl Gentry. In January 2023, Deadline reported that Sheffer had joined the cast of Man in the Long Black Coat, a film centered around a teenage boy accused of murder and a man who seeks to solve the mysterious case. Though he joined One Tree Hill a little later than the others, child actor Jackson Brundage managed to capture hearts all the same. First introduced in season 5, Brundage was cast as Jamie Scott, the son of Nathan Scott and Haley James Scott. It was a role he went on to play till the series finale. Unsurprisingly, when One Tree Hill wrapped up, Brundage continued pursuing his acting career for a while. Between 2012 and 2015, he acted as Joe Hobbs in the Nick at Night sitcom, See Dad Run. Brundage has also tried his hand at voice acting, lending his voice to the character of Fu in the Nickelodeon show Harvey Breaks. Despite his seemingly budding career, E! News reported that Brundage retired from acting in 2015 and has instead opted for a quieter life behind the scenes. But while he might have left acting behind, Brundage has maintained a close relationship with his One Tree Hill co-stars. In 2019, he shared on Instagram a photo of himself and some of the show's cast members sitting around a table with the caption, "Had some great conversations with these lovely people at my table last weekend. Thank you all for coming out to Wilmington." Actor Lee Norris played the beloved Martin Mouth McFadden on One Tree Hill. Though he initially started out as a recurring character, Norris soon became a regular, appearing throughout the show's 9 seasons. Since his time on the CW drama, Norris has gone on to reprise his role as Stuart Minkus on Girl Meets World, a spin-off to the ABC sitcom Boy Meets World. He also briefly had a role in The Walking Dead, appearing only in 2 episodes in 2017. 2 years later, Norris teamed up with some of his former One Tree Hill co-stars to appear in Lifetime's A Christmas Wish. In 2020, he also landed a minor role as a messenger in Apple TV's Greyhound. Norris and his wife Andrea have one son, who was born in 2019. Antwon Tanner starred as Antwon Skills Taylor, one of Lucas Scott's best friends. Taylor also joined the Ravens and eventually became a high school basketball coach after high school. Throughout the show, Taylor made a lot of friends and proved himself loyal to the end. And as it turns out, these on-screen friendships carried over to real life, as Tanner has maintained a close bond with his former co-stars. During a 2021 appearance on the Drama Queens podcast, he explained, "My biggest thing was I met a whole family. You know what I'm saying? That was like huge for me because I hated it in North Carolina when I first went. There was nothing to do."
And Wilmington actually started growing a little bit by then.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I could get used to this a little bit.
Following One Tree Hill, Tanner continued to snag acting gigs, appearing in movies like The Dempsey Sisters, Fade Away, and Who Can I Run To? In television, his resume includes shows like NYPD Blue and Black Jesus, the latter of which he played the role of Jason. In 2018, Tanner reunited with his former One Tree Hill co-stars Hilarie Burton, Tyler Hilton, and Robert Buckley for the Lifetime holiday flick, The Christmas Contract. One Tree Hill's Barbara Alyn Woods played Deb Scott, mom to Nathan Scott and ex-wife to Dan Scott. Prior to this role, Woods made a name for herself as a television actor, landing her first major role in 1993's Eden. Between 1997 and 2000, she played Diane Zelinsky in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the TV show. After her time on One Tree Hill ended, Woods briefly appeared as Mrs. Caldwell in the 2013 ABC sitcom The Goldbergs. And between 2021 and 2022, she was in the television adaptation of Chucky, where she acted as Michelle Cross and starred alongside her real-life daughter, Olivia Alyn Lynn.